I listened to your voicemail. Mom, I don't understand. The wedding is today. Why are you not coming all of a sudden?
Don't sound so upset, honey. Your father and I don't feel well today.
What? What do you mean?
A wedding is really stressful for the bride's parents. There's so much to do and so much pressure. We have to greet all of your guests, even the ones we don't really know. And we have to be so careful with our guests. Weddings are so formal. When you really think about it, it's too stressful. You really don't have any other choice than to miss it.
Are you serious? You don't have another choice? I'm your daughter. The least you could do is try to make it through my wedding for me. Today is really important to me. Don't you see that? You really don't think you can try, just for me? Please, for your little girl.
My little girl? You're my child, but honestly, honey, you aren't exactly little. You let yourself grow up into such an unattractive young woman. Your sister, Ivy, sure really took care of herself. She's still our cute little girl, even now. You, on the other hand, not so much.
Excuse me?
If Ivy was the one getting married today, I think we would feel up to it. She's a model. She would make such a beautiful bride. It would be like a dream to see her in a wedding gown. I know we would feel so proud to give her away in front of all our family and friends. But it isn't Ivy's day, is it? It's yours. And you are not going to make a pretty bride, that's for sure. It doesn't really matter how much makeup is slapping you, or how tight your girdle is. It won't matter.
Oh, my bad. You're right. How terrible of me to not be as pretty as my sister, the model. But I'm still your daughter as much as she is. I get it. Ivy's your favorite. That's fine. But couldn't you at least show a little support for me today of all days?
It doesn't matter. I can't force myself to want to be there. It is what it is. If you want to blame someone, blame that ugly face of yours.
What?
I know. We're your parents. But even still, we don't want to have to watch yourself in a wedding gown. You may be able to hide that unsightly face of yours under a veil for a while. But the groom has to live it eventually. What's the point of going to your wedding? There's nothing in it for us. And it's just a waste of our time.
If that's really how you feel, then fine. Don't come.
We aren't. Just tell everyone that we weren't well enough to come. That'll satisfy everyone. Oh, and don't worry about sending us any pictures from the ceremony or anything. I'm not interested. So don't waste your time. It'd just be embarrassing to see you in a big white dress.
Enough. I've put up with you being like this my entire life. But everyone has their limits. This is the last straw for me. You only want Ivy to be your daughter? Fine by me. From this day forward, consider it done. I'm not your daughter. You aren't my parents.
I won't ever come to your house again. I won't call you again. I won't see you again.
That's fine with me.
We'll be happier with having one gorgeous, successful daughter. We don't need you around mooding things up.
10 minutes later.
Hey Violet. Are Mom and Dad really staying home? I just got off the phone with them.
Yeah, they aren't coming. They aren't feeling very well, they said.
I'm your sister. You can tell everyone else whatever you want, but you don't have to lie to me. I don't know why they're being like this or what exactly is going on. But they said they didn't want to come. They said they didn't want to, brother.
They told you?
To be totally honest, they asked me to skip it too. They said I'm just so busy with my modeling job that I shouldn't stress myself out. They told me it would be okay for me to just skip your wedding.
You're kidding. They seriously told you that? I can't believe it.
Obviously, I told them no. There's no way I'm doing that. Of course, I'm coming to your wedding. I can wait to watch you say I do. And we're going to dance and party hard after. Can you even imagine? I've never skipped my big sister's special day.
Thank you, Ivy. That means a lot to me. Even if Mom and Dad won't come, it's going to be all right. If I have you with me, it's still going to be a good day.
You shouldn't have to say thank you for that. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I want to tell you that I'm really sorry though. Today's a really special day. I wish I could have stopped Mom and Dad from trying to ruin it for you.
Don't be silly. It isn't your fault. You have nothing to apologize for.
I can't help but feel responsible. Ever since they started modeling, Mom has gotten so weird. I think that's when it all started. She fawnts over me and acts like I can do no wrong. And she's become so mean and cold to you. I feel like it's somehow my fault.
Don't feel bad. It isn't your fault. They're just getting caught up in the moment. They're happy because they're the talk of the neighborhood now. Now that you're modeling, I'm becoming a little bit famous. They feel like they're celebrities in their own right. You haven't done anything wrong.
But where is she even getting off on insulting you? You're cute too. Look at her faces. All the parts are practically the same. We look a lot alike, I think. When I go to work, they spend hours putting me through hair and makeup. That's where most of the magic really comes from. That's the only real difference that I can see.
That's sweet of you to say, but I don't think so. We're more different than you realize. Besides, I could never get all dressed up like you do when I go to work. I'm a pastry chef. My hair is always just up in a messy bun. I don't wear any makeup at all. I think Mom and Dad think I've just let myself go. And don't make any effort in my appearance. I don't think they're interested in someone like me. Or at least the person they think I am.
Ugh. So frustrating.
It's okay, really. I have a wonderful and supportive sister. That's all I really need. Besides, you know what I would rather have at my wedding? In need of my parents sulking and complaining on the front row. I get to have my beautiful sister standing beside me. I know that I get to see her smiling face when I say I do. And I get to hug you and dance with you at the reception. It's going to be a happy wedding for me.
Leave it to me, Violet. I'm going to keep you smiling the whole night. We're going to celebrate. Oh, I got an idea. Since Mom and Dad aren't coming, is it okay with you if I bring my manager and a friend of mine? I've always wanted them to meet you, and they can fit Mom and Dad's seats.
Really?
Yeah. You know I always ask you to have some of your beautiful cakes or pastries delivered when we have a shoot. You make the best sweets. They're always so perfect, not too sweet, not too savory. Perfect texture. They're so good. Everyone loves them. I have one friend in particular that always loves them and can't get enough of them. He's always saying he wants to do an article about you. And your work in his magazine.
Wait, really?
Yeah. You made your own wedding cake, didn't you? I told him you were going to do that and he thought it would be a cool thing to cover. I just never wanted to bring any of my work friends around Mom and Dad. Especially Mom. You never know what she's going to say. I know it wasn't right of me to tell him no without asking you. But I couldn't bear to bring them when I thought Mom was going to be here.
Oh no. Don't worry, you made the right call. You and I both know they would have forced themselves into the article somehow. There's no way Mom would be able to keep to herself. They'd ruin it for sure. And they've both gone on and on about how they want to meet the people you work with. They won't let it go.
Exactly. I'm glad you saw that. Believe it or not, they want to try to start their own modeling careers. I'm literally scared to ever let them meet my manager. I think it would be so embarrassing for everyone. And it might be bad for my career too.
That makes sense to me.
But if Mom and Dad aren't going to be here, I was thinking I could give them a call and see if they come. My manager is really cool. I know he'd want to come out and celebrate with us. He's always talking about how when you belong to an agency, you're all part of a big family. And he says that makes her own personal family important too. It's basically a policy for the agency to always make sure our families are taken care of too.
If that's how it is, go ahead and give them a call. I don't mind at all. We have an all-inclusive package with the venue. And they really went overboard with all the food and drinks. It doesn't matter if we have some extra people come. They account for that. I'll tell the staff to make sure there are extra chairs and seats available.
Awesome. I'll call them right now. I'll let you know. Honestly, I'm pretty sure they're in the office today. So that means they are super close by. I'm also positive they'll be able to make it.
I feel so lucky. I'm getting to have my wedding with people who care about me. I'm getting an article printed about my work in an actual magazine. I'm going to get to meet the people that take care of my baby sister every day, too. What a roller coaster. I went from being sad to realizing this is going to be one of the most amazing and unforgettable days of my life.
Sweet. She texted me back. They both can make it. Even my manager. They'll be here before you know it. I can wait for you to meet the two of them.
Thank you so much. I've got to start getting ready, but I'll see you at the venue.
1 hour later.
What do you think you're doing? In the middle of my wedding, too? You already cancelled. What do you want all of a sudden?
You finally answered your phone. The staff will let us come into the venue. Tell them to let us in, Violet. We decided we should come to the wedding after all.
Excuse me? We heard everything from your auntie. How come you're being interviewed? What's going on?
I'm sure the person interviewing you will want to talk to us, too, of course.
Oh, of course. You only came to get something for yourselves. Why am I not surprised?
Our oldest daughter is a famous pastry chef, and our youngest is a model. They're going to want to talk to the parents that raised such amazing women. I know they'll have questions for us. We made sure to look our absolute best. Obviously, they'll want to photograph us, too.
I don't mean to be rude, but this is where we're having my wedding. If you're just here to try to get an interview, then please leave.
You should just be glad we showed up to your wedding. You ungrateful cow. We brought you a little wedding gift. It's some cash. Is that enough to get us in?
Excuse me?
When we get interviewed, we want to make sure they know we came to celebrate you and that we were very generous to you. You ugly thing. I want them to know how generous we really are. Now hurry up and tell the staff to let us in already. Your parents are here to celebrate with you. Let us in this minute.
Who do you think you are?
What?
You said you're my parents. But that's funny because I could have sworn we both agreed that I don't have parents just a few hours ago. So you can go ahead and leave now. I have zero reason to let you come in.
Oh, come on, Violet. Don't be silly. What on earth do you mean you don't have parents?
I'll say it one more time. I don't have parents. I told you. You crossed a line. I'm no longer your daughter. And when I think of my parents, it's no different than thinking of someone who passed away.
You can't be serious.
Oh, but I am. All you are doing is disturbing and irritating the staff. Please leave. If you don't leave now, I am going to have to call security. And if necessary, we will call the police.
Wait just a moment. I told you, your father, and I want to be a part of your special day. Don't you think it's awful to kick us out on such a special occasion?
Awful? Didn't you say you didn't have any interest in seeing me here today? You didn't even want to see a picture of me in my dress. Don't you think you're the awful one to say all of that to me? And then to still show up? You have a lot of nerve thinking you can pull this crap with me.
How can you say that to your own mother?
Also, I know you were hoping to try it again in that interview, but it's already over. They did a really amazing job. They got some beautiful photographs of the cake and of the wedding party. They didn't want to interrupt the actual ceremony. So they thanked us and left as soon as the interview was over.
What? It's all your fault we didn't make it in time. If you would let us in as soon as we got here, this wouldn't be happening. We would have been able to meet them. And get our picture in the magazine too.
That's never going to happen, you jerk.
Who are you calling a jerk? You wretched girl. How can you speak to me that way? You're right. This is the last straw. You aren't our daughter. I don't want to know a daughter who would turn her parents away from our wedding. We don't need a daughter other than Ivy. We're perfectly happy to have one child.
Later.
I'm sorry, Mom, but to be completely honest with you, I don't want to be your daughter.
What? I'm confused. Is that you, Ivy?
Yes, it's me. I'm holding Violet's phone. I tell you what. If Violet isn't going to be your daughter, then I don't want to be either. I love my sister. I'd rather stand by her and keep her in my life.
What are you saying, Ivy? Don't be ridiculous. I'll never forgive you if you abandon us.
I don't care if you forgive me or not. That isn't important to me right now. You never treat us the same. Parents should love their children equally. Who would want their parents to treat their sister like that? That's not fair.
What are you saying?
I know it's perfectly normal to love people differently. You love different things about each person. But you two are something else. I've never heard of anybody canceling all their daughters on her wedding day. It's unbelievable. It's one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life. It's so off-putting and rude. I can hardly stand it.
Why are you getting so upset, Ivy? Your father and I have done everything we can for you. We always put you first and toed on you. If your sister wants to be angry, I can understand that. But you have nothing to be upset about.
You can't be that dense. You think I like being your little pet? I've never asked for any of that. I never wanted you to love me more or treat me better. And you don't even love me like a normal parent. You just suffocate me and harass me. Do you really think I never noticed how differently you treat Violet and I? Or that I wanted that? Every time you treated me kindly and pushed her down, I found nothing but contempt. I've gotten angry and angrier by the day.
I didn't know.
No? You should have. I warned you. And you always said that my sister put me up to it. But she didn't. I was telling you how I felt from the bottom of my heart. You never listened to a word I was saying. You were always so mean to her. Even though she's your own daughter, you've done nothing but make her life harder. You don't understand anything, do you?
But we were always so good to you. You're our beautiful little girl. We always let you know how wonderful you are.
Sure. I'm pretty. Who cares? My sister is wonderful too. Even now you aren't listening to me. You don't get it at all. I should disown you after all. Thanks for letting me know I'm making the right decision. I won't see you ever again, not over my own grave.
Why are you being like this?
I've signed up for a big contract. I'm going to be really busy in the future. I'm glad this happened today so I had the chance to set things right. You're no longer my mother. Dad is no longer my father. We are done. I won't ever come home again. Either.
Don't say that. Wait just a moment, please. I'm sure your job is very important. But you can't be too busy to see us. Not just us, but for all of our family and friends. Everyone in the neighborhood, it's important to them too.
What's this? Suddenly, you aren't going to be supportive of my work? Don't you always talk about how much you have to endure to support having such a beautiful and important daughter?
Well, of course we support you. But how can we support you if you won't see us? I'm begging you. Don't abandon us. Come see us soon. If we don't have you, what would we tell everyone? How could we tell our neighbors? We are so proud of you. We wouldn't be able to brag about you anymore.
It's a funny world we're living in. My fans have never met me before and they all support me completely. They just see me active in social media and send me so much love. It really keeps me going. They always support me from behind the scenes. They're truly there for me and I can feel it. My fans can love and support me from afar. And my parents can't even do that. You say you won't support me. If you can see me or show me off to your friends.
But we aren't the same as your fans. We're your parents. We gave you life. We raised you.
You are my parents or my fans.
What's that supposed to mean?
Real parents wouldn't hurt their daughters like you do. They wouldn't withhold love from their own children. And fans don't make it about themselves. They love and support you for you, not for themselves. All you care about is making sure the people around you think you're better than them. That's it. You just want little dolls you can control and show off to everyone else.
Where's all this anger even coming from, Ivy? I know you're really busy with work. Is it all the stress you're under? Why don't we just calm down and talk this out?
I've already made my decision. If nothing else, this conversation has made it for me. It's over. There is no way I'm ever seeing you again. I will never come home. I will never call you. I will never be your daughter again.
What?
That's it. Goodbye, Mom. Tell Dad goodbye. I wish you well, but I want nothing to do with you. I'm going to change my number and all my contact information. You can't support me from your phone screens because you'll only see me if you follow me in social media.
1 week later.
Violet, what are we going to do? Ivy really won't have anything to do with us. We haven't been able to get in contact with her since her wedding.
I'm not surprised. She's been out of the country for days now.
Huh? Out of the country? I have no idea.
That, and she changed her phone number and usernames for texting. The only person that really knows where she is right now is her manager.
You're lying. She never told me she would be going overseas for work.
I know she told you she would take in a contract for a really big job. She's really amazing. Isn't she? I'm really proud to be her sister.
Don't be so full of yourself. There's nothing special about working abroad. I can't believe she would take such a big job and not say anything to her old parents about it. She just left without a word. And she didn't even tell us how to get in contact with her. What a brat. No one with that kind of ungrateful attitude is going to get more famous than she already is. That can end the career. And who does she even think she is? She's not even that pretty. And he's so full of herself thinking she can just cut us off. I'm the one that brought her into this world. How dare she treat me like a nobody? Who knows needs a daughter like that? I've practically forgotten her already. Violet, you're our only daughter now.
Oh no, I'm not. We already talked about this. I'm through with you. Don't act all nice to me all of a sudden. It won't do you any good.
Don't be so gruff, Violet. It's more important to have a clever and faithful daughter than it is to have a pretty one.
What now?
You're leading a decent life. You've gotten married and you've settled down. You even live nearby. You're the best daughter one could hope for. The child we are most proud of is you, our dependable daughter. I don't care what you look like. You're good enough just the way you are. What's important is that you are a good independent daughter that honors her parents.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm not that good and dependable. Remember, I'm the daughter that does things like get tattoos.
What? And I'm also thinking about transferring to a different shop.
We are planning to move. I'll be taking a job pretty far away. So I won't be around to take care of you or do anything for you.
Wait just a minute. Go back to what you said before.
You've got a tattoo. Since when? And I didn't even know you were moving. You've been at the same restaurant for ages. Where are you going? These are big and important decisions. When did you decide? I decided to leave the restaurant about half a year ago. And the tattoos have been there for a while. I guess I got my first one around the same time Ivy started modeling. It was when you first started ignoring me. And spending all your time paying attention to Ivy.
What are you talking about?
To be honest, I probably got the first one because I felt like I didn't have any real value to you anymore. It was because I was angry. But I liked it so much, so I got a few more. Most of them were on my back or my legs, but I want to get a full sleeve soon.
You have that many?
I guess I can tell you this now since I won't be seeing you again. But I also have a few piercings. I've got my nose done and my eyebrows too. I don't leave them in when I'm at work. It wouldn't do to have them fall out in someone's cake. But I do put them on during my days off.
How did I not know that? And why would you do that to your face? I didn't raise you to put a bunch of metal in your body. Even if you aren't as pretty as Ivy. There was no need to ruin your body like that. You may not have a good face, but you work really hard to be a chef. You must look like some punk instead of a fancy chef. I never imagined you would do something like that.
Well, think about it. You never had anything nice to say to me. Is it so surprising I'd find ways of expressing myself? You can't pour all of your loathing into your child. And then act like a victim when she doesn't grow up to be perfect. Or at least what you think of as perfect.
I don't understand.
From the time we were little, you have always compared me to Ivy. You always told me how beautiful she was and how ugly I was. All I could do was try to be a good daughter. But that was never enough for you. You were still so mean to me all the time. So I got angry and started getting tattoos and piercings. But then I fell in love with them. They can be really beautiful, you know?
Don't blame me for your poor decisions.
I don't blame you. I made the decision myself and I'm glad I did. But if you want to know why I originally started, then yeah, it was partly because of you too.
How can you say that? We were always good parents to you. We don't have anything to do with it.
Are you saying that because you really believe it? Children are a reflection of their parents. You reap what you sow. Keep that in mind if you don't like who your children became. One daughter won't speak to you. The other is moving far away and doesn't want anything to do with you. You did this to yourself.
This isn't a laughing matter. And to think that I thought I would start putting more time and energy into our relationship. It's fine. Don't come around here ever again. I don't want the neighbors to laugh at us when they see you all pierced and tattooed. I won't have it.
I wouldn't come near you if you begged me. I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. I don't want you to come near me ever again either. Don't even try to be nice to me again. Even if you need something, even if you become desperate, don't call me. If you lose everything, if the house burns down, if you grow so old or ill that you need to be cared for, I don't care. Don't call me.
Are you serious? Even if we are in desperate need of help? Surely we can contact you then.
No, not even then. I've already decided I want nothing to do with you, you fool. The only family I have are my husband and my sister. That's it. This is the last time I'll say it, so listen closely. You are not my family. Afterwards, I decided to share some pictures of my tattoos with my sister. I wanted to show her my latest one. I had always kept them hidden because I knew our parents wouldn't approve, and I wasn't sure how she would react. She texted back, "Are those real? I can't believe it. So cool. I'm so lucky to have such an awesome sister, and she always has my back." Once I was featured in the magazine, my reputation in the baking world became solid. When I moved to the new bakery, where I am now the head pastry chef, they even displayed a copy of the magazine in the lobby. My pastries were already popular, but after that, the waitlist to get them became weeks long. I consider myself lucky to have a very happy life. Of course, each day has its own challenges, but overall, things are going really well. On the other hand, my mother is living her worst nightmare. Everyone knows that both of her daughters have left and cut off contact with her forever. There are wild rumors spreading around. Some people even think I didn't invite her to my wedding. I've heard so many different reasons for the family falling apart. Some of them are closer to the truth than others. Regardless, gossip follows my mother wherever she goes. For once, she has been humbled and has nothing to brag about to anyone. My father is also facing the consequences. I heard he doesn't go out much anymore. I think both of them are too embarrassed to spend time socializing now. They always loved being in the spotlight, but it's hard to be the center of attention when it's for something negative.
I can't believe some lazy bum like you is married to my brother. Does the term housework mean anything to you? The place isn't any better than a dump.
Where did that come from, Jane? I keep the house pretty well, even if I do say so myself. Calling it a dump is too much, don't you think?
You are joking, right? How can you say that? Just this morning, you left for work without even doing the dishes. Please explain to me how that's keeping the house in any way well, miss. I don't see any filth.
Keith and I agreed doing dishes will be his job. Hold on, he left for work without doing them first? Again? Doing the dishes is his responsibility. If you have a problem with it, please tell him. Because it is not my job. We both know this.
No freaking way. You're making him do something like that. Are you insane? Doing the dishes is something the wife should be doing, Diane.
I don't see an issue with that. I do everything else around the house. Besides, we both have work. It wouldn't be fair if Keith didn't do a single chore around the house.
He's busy with said work every day. He doesn't have time for things like dishes. He's doing much more work than you do, so he can keep food on the table. Just because you also have to work doesn't mean you can slack off on your duties as his wife.
There you go again with that. Let me ask you this, would it hurt if you helped out a bit, Jane?
Huh? I don't see a reason why I should do something about it.
Couldn't you at least do something like doing the dishes to let you stay at our place for free? It's been a whole month since you barged into our place and you haven't paid any rents of any sort. You could at least make up for it by helping around the house, you know?
I broke up with my boyfriend. And that jerk had the nerve to kick me out of this house. I'm so feeling depressed over that. I'm not exactly in a mentally stable condition to do something like chores. Unless you want me to break things while doing chores.
You really are pulling my leg with that one, you know?
Besides, Keith said I don't have to do anything. He also said I don't have to pay rent either. He promised me that I can stay as long as it takes for me to get better.
Do you understand the words you're saying? Don't you realize you're totally leeching off us?
Yeah. You're telling me to do something like chores? Who do you think you are? Just because you're my brother's wife doesn't mean you can order me around, Diane. Besides, I still can't get over the fact he chose someone like you as his wife.
Wait, For real? How could you say I'm not a good match for him?
Now that I think about it, I'll take this opportunity to see how you really are. Let's see if you truly deserve to be together with my brother. You could even say it's a little test I prepared for you to see if you're a fitting wife for him. In fact, I'll even teach you what it means to be a proper wife if you want to pass a grade for me. You got all that? Good. Now, do your part as the lady of the house.
Later.
Keith, do you have a moment? We need to talk. Will you please do something about Jane? I'm really not fond of her just staying in our place as if it's her own.
How can you say that? I can't believe how heartless you are. Jane is my sister and she came to me in her time of need. Plus, we have plenty of spare rooms around here. She's not bothering anyone.
You've seen how she treats me, right? She's really getting under my skin. Plus, the moment she sees you doing any chores around here, she finds it as the perfect excuse to yell at me. The housework is the wife's job, she goes. And she won't stop harassing me about it.
I really am getting tired of it, Keith. In that case, you really should do all the chores around here, Diane. If you do that, I'm sure Jane will stop bothering you about it.
Excuse me? Have you lost your mind? Keith, we had an agreement. We will divide up the housework since we're both working. You were fine with this.
You know, that's what I thought at first. However, this whole dividing up the housework thing got me thinking lately. No, in fact, for a while now. I'm the man around here. I have no reason to do something like housework.
Oh please, that is nonsense. Let's set things straight here. We both have a day job, right? It would not be fair if I had to do all of the chores on top of it. Don't you think it would be exhausting?
Diane, stop. I know all about your elaborate scheme. Saying how things around here are unfair won't make me do everything you ask. I won't be doing anything around the house from now on.
What the heck do you mean? How is that a scheme of any sort? Are chores that much of a burden for you?
Jane told me all about it and it opened my eyes. I'm doing too much around here even though I'm the man of the house. All the housework should be handled by the wife in any relationship, regardless of whether she has a job or not. Jane also told me how you managed to brainwash me to doing chores. That's not how it is for other couples. She made me realize how unfair this whole thing was.
Please, have some common sense. It only makes sense that a working couple should divide up the housework. We're both trying to make a living, right? Also, doesn't it make sense that two people who love each other try to support each other?
Enough of all this. You're just trying to make me do what's supposed to be your work. I know that's the case now. You're simply trying to trick me into doing things as you please. If you don't like it, then maybe it's time you left this relationship. I don't need a wife that tries to order me around to be her puppet.
I can't believe you really said that. Do you really mean that?
Yeah, what if I am?
Keith, what's gotten into you? You weren't always like this. You've been acting really strange ever since Jane came to our place.
All Jane did was give me a wake-up call. She told me how I'm too nice, spoiling you even. I'm the man of this family. I should be the one giving orders around here.
Oh, I should have known. This is all Jane's doing, and you don't realize she's the one that's actually brainwashing you.
Well, that's how things will be from here on out. Swear you will do all the housework on your own from now on, and I'll let you stay with me.
As if I will, you moron. By the way, Keith, I will be going off for a business trip. I would like you to kick Jane out of our house before I get back. Otherwise, I actually will leave you.
Wait, a business trip? That's so sudden. You're only telling me this now?
Honestly, I couldn't ask for better timing. Let's take the time to cool our heads, shall we? Subject, Kathy. There's no way I could kick out Jane. She's my sister. She's a precious family member. Because you're not thinking straight right now.
Don't try to change the subject, Diane. There's no way I could kick out Jane. She's my sister. She's a precious family member.
Let me tell you this, Keith. Keeping her around you longer and she will drag you down into madness. In fact, I feel like she already has. I'm saying all this for your own good. We're a married couple, don't forget that. She's literally ruining our relationship just by being around.
Watch your words. Don't talk about Jane like that.
I really hate to say this kind of thing, but you have a decision to make. Who's more important to you? Your sister or your wife? Give it some thought, okay? In any case, I'll be staying at a hotel starting tonight. And I'll be back for my business trip in a month. I'm sure that's enough time for you to make a decision. I hope you make a wise one.
1 week later.
Hey, Diane. I heard you're on a business trip. How's it going? You're coming back in 3 weeks, right?
Yes, that's right. Make sure to pack all your stuff and move out before I return.
Whoa, what? Why should I move out of this place?
I'm pretty sure Keith filled you in on what we discussed. We decided that we can't keep you around anymore. Please leave our house before our relationship really goes sour.
Since when did you give me orders? Anyways, here's a surprise for you. You'll be the one leaving my brother's apartment, Diane. Keith chose me, his precious sister, over you.
Did he say that seriously?
So I did you a favor and got the divorce papers ready while you're gone. And it was filed and processed. Now, you and Keith will be complete strangers. Don't you even dare think about coming back now, you slob.
Hold on. What do you mean you filed for divorce? And it's being processed? More importantly, Keith decided to keep you around? Tell me you're joking right now.
Nope, it's all facts. While you were on that business trip of yours, I prepared the divorce papers and handed them over for a petition.
Just for the record, Keith knows about all this, right? He's actually committed to going through the divorce process and ending our relationship?
I filled it in and told him afterwards.
I am so lost for words right now.
But he wasn't mad at me or anything, the opposite, rather. He showered me with compliments for getting the complicated stuff done and over with. He's even looking forward to having a new wife that won't boss him around and try to brainwash him.
You can't be serious.
So don't even think about coming back to this place. Diane. You deserve it. You lazy bum. Keith doesn't need a useless wife like you around him. He deserves better.
All right, I guess this really is goodbye then.
That's right. In fact, get out of my life, would you? You won't be Keith's wife anymore, which means you aren't my sister-in-law. We're complete strangers now.
You're right. Since the divorce will be processed, we will indeed become complete strangers. Which means I won't have to pay the rent, which is $3,500 per month, by the way, and other living expenses for him, right? Never heard of someone paying rent for a complete stranger before.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'll have to contact the landlord to stop taking the rent out of my account. Just so you know, the rent is due at the end of each month. I think you have about 2 weeks to have it ready. Otherwise, I'm sure the landlord can kick you out. Pretty sure we agreed to those terms.
Hold on a minute. What the heck are you talking about? Why are you bringing that up all of a sudden?
What do you mean? I'm just being nice and filling you in on the fact that the place you and Keith are living costs that much. We rented the place under his name, but I was the one actually paying for rent. Not to mention other daily living expenses as well. The rent was $3,500, plus I think I spent around $1,500 to $2,000 for us every month. Now that I think about it, I really do make bank, don't I?
No way. How the heck is the rent so high here?
Since I'm feeling extra nice, I'll fill you in. You wouldn't know since all you did was take up space. The apartment is located in a very luxurious neighborhood. Plus it is big enough to house 3 adults and even have some space to spare, right? You might not believe it, but it's actually one of the cheaper places to rent in that area. It shouldn't be shocking to you.
3.5 grand per month is considered cheap around here? What? Hold up. How the heck did you manage to afford such a place? In fact, it doesn't make any sense that you can afford to pay all the expenses, not by yourself at least.
Where's that one coming from? How does that not make any sense? I'm in a position where I go on business trips on behalf of a company. Doesn't that say anything about my position at the place I work at? Of course they would pay me the amount that equals the responsibility I have to bear.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, it's not exactly an easy job with all the things I have to deal with at work. With all that said, I really did consider myself as a wife who can do it all. Taking care of most, if not all of the housework, along with my day job. But all I ever got back from you and Keith were endless complaints. Never a sincere appreciation. Honestly, I was getting really tired of it. I'm actually kind of glad you started the divorce process for me. I appreciate it actually.
This can't be real. From now on, you'll have to live with what you two make. I wish you two, the loving siblings, the best of luck. Stop trying to sound like you mattered in this relationship just because you make some money. Keith definitely makes more than enough. We don't need you. I'm sure he can afford all the stuff around here by himself. We don't need your money or pity. We'll just be fine.
Sorry to break it to you, but there's no way he can afford that place on his own. I'll fill you in on another secret. Keith only has a part-time job. And he only works 3 days a week to boot.
What's this part-time job about?
There were even times where he only made $500 just because he didn't feel like working. Calling in sick and whatnot to avoid as much work as possible.
Stop. Explain this part-time job thing. Isn't Keith working a full-time job? With high pay? I can't believe this. Since when was he living like this?
I think it's been 2 years or so. Ever since he was laid off from his last job, he couldn't find a new job. So I suggested he should at least work part-time while looking for a new job. I wanted him to make some kind of contribution to the family rather than being a complete bum.
Seriously? And this has been going on for 2 years?
Exactly. Plus, even though I suggested that he should work more hours, he just refuses to work more than 3 days a week. I'm not surprised you didn't know. On his non-work days, he leaves the house to go practice photography, aka take blurry pictures of rocks. That's why he's gone all day. Yet, he has the nerve to say that we both have day jobs. On top of it, he was trying to get me to do all the chores around the house. My patience with him was running really thin.
I don't care about what you think.
This place costs so much, it's ridiculous. Not to mention other expenses we're supposed to keep up with.
Oh. I know. Keith has some savings at least, right? Otherwise, it doesn't make sense that all he does is work 3 days a week. Yeah, he must have something to fall back on.
Honestly, I don't know if he has anything saved up. We do have a joint account, but since we're going to be divorced, the funds in it will be divided. Of course, most of the money that makes up the balance was contributed by me. So, Keith will maybe get 20 or 30% of the balance?
That's all he'll get?
Just hope he has some money saved up elsewhere. Because I don't see where else he could be getting money from. Well, will you look at the time? I need to get back to work. So, I'll end the conversation here. I'll be rooting for you to take in enough money for this month.
2 hours later.
Diane. This is all a big misunderstanding. A complete hoax. The divorce is not happening. I didn't think Jane would actually get divorce papers ready.
A misunderstanding? Sure it is.
Please, Diane. Listen to what I have to say. Please stay. I don't want to divorce you. No! I cannot divorce you.
What are you talking about? I thought you were all excited to find a new wife that won't boss you around, right? It sounded like you were just looking for the right opportunity to divorce me, and Jane gave you exactly what you wanted.
I only said that to get along with her. I was just acting like I agreed with what Jane said. I really didn't mean it. I regret it. Every single word of it. I didn't think Jane would actually file us for divorce. Let alone it would work. I didn't think Jane impersonating you to file the divorce papers would actually get things going. Please. You have to believe me.
I can't believe that's actually what happened. Regardless, I can no longer be with you. We're done being a married couple. Divorce is not some children's game a responsible adult should try to get done on a whim or as a joke. I'm sure you can understand that.
I'm telling you, I'm really sorry. I didn't think things would actually turn out this way. I can't live without you. I mean it. I'll even kick Jane out of the house. You like that, right? So please come back to me when you're done with a business trip. I'll be waiting with open arms. I promise.
Not a chance. It's too late for apologies. Kicking Jane out of your place isn't going to change anything either. We're no longer a married couple and that's that. End of conversation.
Please have some mercy, Diane. I'm begging you.
Goodbye and don't ever contact me again. We'll only speak about necessary things through a lawyer. I wish you luck on finding a new job though.
Over 1 month later.
Diane. You have to help me. Keith seriously hates me now.
Why are you texting me?
He's saying it's all my fault that things ended up this way. So, he wants me to earn money to pay for rent and everything. I couldn't believe my own eyes. He was so scary. He was never like this before. Plus, he just sold all my clothes, makeup, and even my purse. Just so he can make money. I can't stand it. He's not the same Keith I know and love.
Well, isn't that great? He's doing what he can to make money. Isn't he so sweet? He's just trying to take care of you as your brother. Though, I didn't need to hear any of that story since we're strangers now. Could you stop texting me? You're being an annoyance. I think I should just press the block button.
Please don't be like that, Diane. Please don't block me. I will change my ways. I realize what I've done. I will even keep the house for you. I'll do anything you tell me to. So please get together with Keith again.
Not in a million years. Besides, the divorce process has already started. From now on, I'll be spending my hard-earned cash just for myself. I'll finally have some quality time for myself as well.
What about us? Are you really going to abandon us? We'll be kicked out of the apartments if you don't come back.
I fail to see why that's a bad thing since it's not my problem. I really don't have anything else to tell you on that matter. Can I go now?
Do you really not care what happens to us?
Since I'm feeling generous, here's a tip: why not just move back to your parents' place? Your brother only works 3 days a week and you don't have an income to speak of. Considering how much rent costs these days, there's no way you two can live on your own. Have your parents take you back in? Problem solved.
If it was that easy, I wouldn't be texting you. I had to ask you for help because we can't do that.
What do you mean by that? Are your parents not willing to take you two back?
Not after all the things that happened at this point. I told them about Keith getting divorced and we need to move back in with them because of it. Then they cut back to us, but they weren't happy about it. They said we have no son who divorces his wife because of the stupidest reasons. Plus, we don't recall having a daughter who stirs up these kinds of troubles. They're so done with us. They said they don't want to see us ever again and don't want to consider us as their kids.
Oh my, I'm really glad they said that. I always thought Keith's parents were great people. I was right.
Hello? Did you listen to what I said? We need a place to stay, Diane. Please come back. I'll do anything. So please. Please be together with Keith again.
Are you sure you want that to happen? I thought you couldn't get over the fact that a lazy bum like me is married to your brother. And now you want the same lazy bum to be back with your brother? You don't have to put up with me. You don't have to force yourself into that situation again.
I didn't mean any of that, really.
Here's the bottom line. There's no way I'm getting together with Keith again. And aren't you glad? Now there isn't a lazy bum bothering your brother that you love so much. I wish you the best of luck in life. Goodbye. After going through all of that, I returned from my business trip and finalized the divorce proceedings. This included property division and all the legal matters involved. Once everything was settled, my legal ties with Keith were completely severed. It turned out that Keith didn't have any savings of his own, which was not surprising. Furthermore, it was discovered that he had been using money from our joint account for personal expenses. As a result, almost all of the savings in the joint account ended up back with me. Keith was left with only a few $100s, at most. Naturally, he was evicted from the apartment we used to live in together. As for Jane, I heard she tried reaching out to her friends in hopes of finding a place to stay. However, all of them refused to take her in as a roommate. She was not willing to contribute to rent or do any household chores. No one was willing to accommodate someone with such an attitude. She never changed, even after all that had happened. In the end, she continues to rely on Keith, who managed to find a place to rent despite his limited resources. However, their relationship will never be the same as it once was. Apparently, whenever Keith sees Jane, he blames her for the divorce and yells at her. Their relationship has been irreparably damaged.